Greetings in Christ to you from Missouri once again. This month, I'm starting off by asking for your prayers for myself and my family. I know that the last few months I have not been communicating as well as I should. Part of that is because the trip back to Cambodia was difficult for me. Going back to a place that was my home but is not my home anymore was hard. I was away from my family, kind of being reminded of everything that's changing. And whilst I did get a lot of work done while I was on that trip, it kind of dropped me into somewhat of a depressed funk, I guess you could say. I've been struggling with that for the last couple months, trying to process everything that's going on. To be honest, the whole re-entry to the US has not gone how I expected it to go. It's been a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, and I'm working on processing that. As part of that, my family and I next week are going to be going to a re-entry debriefing in Joplin, Missouri for our whole family. This is going to be a time where we work through what's going on in our lives, what's changing, a chance for our children to talk to somebody about what it means for them to be in the US, to be leaving behind their lives in Cambodia. So much has changed. It's something we feel like we need to do. And so we ask for your prayers as we go through this, as we take care of all these things in our lives. If you would like to help us with this, it does cost money to go to this reentry debriefing, over $3,000 for our whole family to do it. That includes the room and board. You can donate to us through the link in the newsletter. Otherwise, just please keep praying for us as we figure all of this out, as we try to see how God is leading us to living in the U.S. and how that's going to affect my involvement with the ministry in Cambodia. Speaking of the ministry in Cambodia, things there are going well. That is the highlight of this video, of this newsletter. God continues to work through our local staff. As I have stepped away from being in charge over there, our local staff have continued to step up and really run with the ministry to take ownership of it and continue reaching out to these kids. These kids love the staff. They are like family inside the center. And, as I get out of the way, we get to watch how God is going to work through them, because it really is our Cambodian staff, our local friends there, who are going to have the biggest impact on these children's lives. So thank you for your support of this ministry, continuing to sponsor these children and enabling them to reach out. While I was in Cambodia, we talked about building a local board of directors. We talked about the role that our staff are going to have going forward. And of course, we got to spend a lot of time just hanging out with the kids, playing with them, took them camping up in the mountains. A chance to go on a vacation, because that's not something they often get to do. We really do feel like these children inside our center are like a family, and we want to care for them as a family. So thank you so much for enabling us to continue doing this, to reach out to these children and to share God's love with them on a daily basis. Continue praying for me, continue praying for my family, continue praying for the ministry in Cambodia, and I will do my best to stay in touch and communicate better going forward. Thank you, and God's blessings to all of you.